forget that. All right. So, so here we go. Yeah. We have then yes, a test coming up later today, and we will be doing that test on Socrative. So after class is over today, which is at 1 o'clock, I will open up the testing window and I'll keep it open until 5, and you can answer your your questions on the test there. And by the way, here, somebody wanted to see Joe. So here we go. And as you can see, Joe has gotten big and is still a terror. No, she's really, really good, actually. Really good kid. All right. Oh, shoot. Devin and Donovan just came, and I know Devin would have wanted to see Newton. Hi, Devin, and hi, Donovan. You guys just missed the showing of Newton and Joe. Here, you can see Yogi there. All right. Anyway, we have a test today. So without further ado, we should probably get back to what we were chatting about, which was that the test is going to be on Socrative right after class. Testing window is from 1 to 5. And you have a study guide that was due on Tuesday, and I posted the answer key yesterday, so hopefully you checked it out. But if you haven't checked it out yet, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go look at it, and I want you to take a look on EdSP at your grade for the study guide, because I have graded them all. And I have given everybody feedback. So I told you which ones were incorrect, so that before you start the test, my recommendation would be to go back over the ones that I said were incorrect, and make sure that you have the correct answer so that you know what it is before you start the test. Yeah. And so, like I was saying, and welcome, let's see, who just came in? Kellen and Elish. Hi, guys. Good afternoon. Just talking about the test coming up on Socrative from 1 to 5. I have not yet done so, but as soon as class is over, I will be posting the room number for the test. So you'll go to socrative.com and you'll put in this room number. And I will post that on EdSP. It's Whaley 7481, I'm pretty sure. But check that out on EdSP. And my recommendation that I was saying, oh, August is coming. Everybody's just coming in a little late. And Jacob, okay. All right, guys. All right, hi, Jacob, and hello. Who did I just say came in? Oh, in August, yeah. Hi, Jacob, hi, August. Okay, so Socrative, right after class. Go to socrative.com. You have from 1 to 5 o'clock. So you might want to spend a little bit of time on your study guide, making sure that your answers are correct. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I have graded all the study guides. Yes, I did grade for correctness, but I gave you 2 freebies since there were 42 questions. I made it out of 40, gave you 2 free ones. If you got any correct, I should say incorrect, I did say which ones were incorrect, and I did post the answer key. So I would check that out before you start the test, and then do the test, before you hit 5 o'clock. There are 35 questions on the test, and they're all multiple choice. Yes. All right. So the only thing you need today is going to be your phone or another device to play Kahoot, and you don't have to play Kahoot. What just happened? Sharing is paused. I think something, okay. I think you guys might not be seeing me anymore. What's happening here? Resume share. Okay, there we go. All right, so, shoot, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, you just need your phone for Kahoot, and I will continue with my challenge that I gave you guys at the beginning of the week, that if you are the winners today, if you get first, second, or third place, then you can have a drive-by by me, from me tomorrow, around 3 o'clock. I'm going to start out. I'm going to probably leave here around 2:30-ish and start driving around to some people, and honking and waving my horn as I go past your house. Now, I'm not going to, invade anybody's privacy. So if you want this, you give me your address, and I'll tell you when I'm coming, and it'll be fun. And if you don't want me to do that, I won't do that. So I would, not come knocking on your door or anything like that. I was just going to drive by and wave and say hello from a distance if you would like that. But on top of that, Mr. Wolford got a hold of me yesterday and told me that he's doing something with the dojo points. So on Tuesday, remember, I was like, I need something better than dojo points because we're not using them. Well, we actually are using them. So I'll still do the drive-bys, but I will also give you dojo for participating today. So anybody who does participate in Kahoot, make sure you put your actual name, because I'm giving you dojo points for participating, and you get something special with the dojo points. And if you went and saw Mr. Wolford in class, he had like a meeting or a class or something at some point yesterday, either late morning or early afternoon. He said he was going to invite everybody to it, and if you went to that, you got information on what he was going to use the dojo points for. And so anyway, if you didn't, then it's a mystery. So maybe somebody knows and you can ask around. I know, but I am not supposed to tell you, I guess. So, okay. Anyway, so dojo points today for a mystery surprise and a drive-by. Those are your, by me, are your rewards today. And we just have one Kahoot game. It's 25 questions. I think it'll help. There are questions that are very similar to the ones that are on the test. So yeah, it'll be good. And there's visuals. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. Is there anybody that has any questions about anything? The test, what's due, my pets? I don't know, anything? Anyone? Bueller? There we go. Not centered. Nobody? Yes, Reese. There you go. Oh, I think I just muted you.
Are we going to be on like a video call while we do the test, or is it just stuck to the honor system?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
So are we going to be like on a video call while we do the test, or do we do it on our own?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks for asking. That was a good question. So you had a history test yesterday, I think. No, wait, you have your history test tomorrow. Oh no, you guys didn't. Yesterday there was a pre-algebra test, so you guys didn't have the test, but it was like conference. It was on Zoom somehow in breakout rooms. I'm not doing that. I'm actually doing it on Socrative, so it's not on video.
Okay.
So I am hoping that you guys are being honest about it and aren't cheating. I suppose that it wouldn't be that difficult to treat, but I am hoping that you do your best without cheating, because I know you know this, so this won't be difficult, I don't think. So Socrative on your own sometime between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. And make sure you use your first and last name, because if you put in some nickname or something that I don't recognize, I'm not going to know it's you, and I won't be able to give you a test grade. So also in the Kahoot game today too, make sure you use your actual name or a nickname that is very, very similar to your name, that is appropriate, that we all know who you are. Okay? Because I am giving you dojo points for that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So, all right, here is the Kahoot. And for those of you just joining us, I was telling some of us that I took my Kahoot and I also added some questions from some of the other Kahoots that were given to me by you guys, where we didn't have a sorry, I didn't expect that question. Yeah, so I combined some of your questions that you guys wrote in other Kahoots for the project that didn't get used. I added them to mine. I may have changed the wording on a couple of them, but you might recognize some of the questions. And we are going to play classic. All right, so I am hoping you guys are seeing this screen. I guess I'll find out in a moment when you guys start putting names in there. Yeah, there's no music. That's right. Okay, good. I see Cameron in there and Libby. All right, so you're getting in there. All right, I'll let you guys do that for a minute here. Let's get this. All right. There, that might be most of you. Let's see. How many do we have today? Oh, there's 31 of you. Okay. Yes, Kyla.
And what is the Kahoot called so I can study with it?
It's called Astronomy Kahoot. Oh, I wonder if you can, you know what? Let's see. Can I share it with you? I think that I can share it with you in a message, or I can perhaps post it on Edsby. Yeah, I guess I can do that. That may give you more. Actually, I don't think I am going to post it on Edsby because I think that actually may give you guys a little bit of cheating material that way. So I think we're just going to play it here together. Now I know this will be recorded and put onto YouTube, so you could probably find it there and watch it there. But I don't think I'm going to give you the code to play it on your own today. Sorry, Kyla. Thought about that and I was like, oh, I think that might be giving you too much material there. All right, somebody else wants to share something with me. Let's see. That's your latest nickname? Okay. Is that 1 o'clock? Oh. Did anybody else have some trouble with the code today? No? Getting in? No? Maybe Zane. Okay. All right, let me see. Do we got appropriate nicknames here? Yeah, looks like it. All right. So raise your hand if you need more time, because I know there are still 10 of you. Okay, it's 10 more of you here that are not playing yet. So raise your hand if you're still trying to get in. And Kyla, your hand is still up. I'll lower it for you. Of course, Kyla, if your hand was supposed to be up, I'm sorry, raise it again if I lowered it prematurely there. Okay. August, did you have a question or? No. Oh, August needs more time probably. Okay. And there he is. All right. Anybody else need more time? I'm going to start in, let's say, 25 seconds. So get in there. And if you need more time than 25 seconds, raise your hand. But otherwise, I'm going to start it. Okay. Cool. Okay, funny. All right, so let's go ahead and start. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I know you are. All right, question 1. A light year is what? the amount of time it takes light to travel around the Earth, the distance light travels in a year, the amount of time it takes the Earth to orbit the sun, or the distance the Earth is from the sun. All right. Most of you knew it was the distance light travels in a year. That was a question number 4 on the study guide. And some of you missed it. The question, it's, light year, a measurement of distance or time, and it is distance. All right. So, all right, Reese is in the lead with her scary clown emoji. And Black Santa Kevin there is in second place, right behind. You guys are neck and neck, followed by Liam and Maddie and Cassidy. All right. Question 2. What type of galaxy is ours? Is it an elliptical, an irregular, a spiral, or an SO? All right, most of you knew it was a spiral. Some of you might even know it's a particular type of spiral called a barred spiral. It is not elliptical. However, there is a type of galaxy called an elliptical galaxy, and ellipse or an elliptical orbit is Kepler's first law. So that's why that name or that word might look familiar to you, to those 5 of you that got that answer wrong. Okay, so we got a little bit of change in the leaderboard. We got Reese still in the lead and Kevin still in second, but John Ben has made it up into 3rd place, followed by Cameron and Devin. And Saya's working her way up there, it looks like, but not there quite yet. All right, question 3. What's the end stage for a medium-sized star like our sun? So at the very end of our sun's life, what's it going to be? A blue giant, a white dwarf, black hole, or a red dwarf? And most of you knew it will be a white dwarf at the end of its life. Not big enough to be a black hole. And yeah, so that's what a few of you thought. If it was a really, really massive star, the end result or the end of its life would be a black hole. All right. So John Ben has taken Kevin out for 2nd place there. Reese is still in the lead. Cameron's in 3rd. Devin's in 4th. Making comebacks, and Evan has just made it onto the leaderboard. All right, guys. Question 4. Which layer of the sun is the coolest layer and the layer that we see? All right. The core, the corona, the photosphere, or the chromosphere? Those are all layers of the sun, but which one is the coolest and the layer we see? And all right, most of you knew it's the photosphere. A couple of you thought it was the corona. The corona is the outermost part of the sun, and it is the coolest of the atmospheres, but the photosphere is, actually, that's not even true. The corona is still hotter than the photosphere. So the photosphere is the coolest, and it is the layer that we consider the surface. The corona, we can only see, it is the actual like outermost layer, but we can only see it during the solar eclipse. And let's look at the scoreboard here. We got Reese still in the lead, but John Ben is right behind her, very close, just a few points away. Cameron is in 3rd, Devin is 4th, and Evan is in 5th. All right, going to question 5. What's the geocentric model of the solar system? All right, is it the sun and planets orbit the Earth? Is it the planets orbit the sun in ellipses? Is it the planets orbit the sun? Or is it the sun orbits the planets in circles? I didn't say that very fast. All right, the sun and the planets orbit the Earth. Yes. The heliocentric is where the planets orbit the sun in perfect circles. And a couple of you thought Maybe that. So remember, geocentric, geo means Earth, heliocentric is sun. And center means in the center, or centric is in the center. Okay, all right. So Reese is still in the lead. And John Ben is now 7 points behind her, so almost there. Cameron is in third, and then Evan and now Courtney has made it up onto the leaderboard, knocking Devin out, it looks like. That was a tough round, it said. Okay, so what causes the seasons on Earth? Is it the rotation of the Earth on its axis? Is it the revolution of the Earth around the sun? Is it the tilt of the Earth on its axis or the elliptical orbit of the Earth? All right, it is the tilt. Oh, I am really surprised. Some of you might have just answered that too quickly, I'm thinking. It's the tilt of the Earth on its axis. Most of you knew that. The rotation of the Earth on its axis gives us our night and day, but the fact that it is tilted and not straight up and down is what gives us our seasons. All right. Okay, Donovan has made it up on the board and pushed Courtney out of there. Reese is still in the lead, and John Ben is still following close behind her. Then Cameron and Evan. All right. Question 7, which is not a satellite? Oh, there's a video playing here. You can't see it. Is it a planet, a moon, GPS, or the sun? And it is the sun. And that was a tough one. Wow. A lot of you got that incorrect. So remember that a satellite is when any object, or when an object orbits another larger object. So planets orbit the sun, moons orbit planets, GPS orbits is a artificial satellite that is in low Earth orbit, but the sun does not orbit any other larger object, so the sun is not a satellite. And what this was, but you can't see it anyway, or I mean hear it, but this was Dave Matthews' song video of satellite. Yeah, okay. Anyway, all right, leaderboard, we got Reese still in the lead. Oh, and John Ben has taken a little bit of a fall there. Cameron's moved her way up into second place, followed by John Ben, Evan, and Cassidy. Did somebody join us? I do not know who that person is. I don't know whether I should admit this person. Let's maybe not. Okay. All right. So we've got our next question. All right. Number 8. The force of gravity is dependent on what 2 factors? Is it mass and distance, force and mass, space and time, or weight and energy? All right. Most of you knew it was mass and distance. Not force. So a few of you, 3 of you thought it was force and mass. So remember that the larger the objects are, so all objects attract other objects because gravity is universal. But the more mass an object has, the more gravitational pull. And then the closer they are together, their distance, the more gravitational attraction. All right, let's check the leaderboard. We've got Reese still in the lead. No one's knocked her out of there yet. Cameron is making a gain on her, though. John Ben has fallen a little bit behind in the 3rd place, still there on the board, though. Cassidy and Evan are also up there. And Kyla's making her way as the highest climber. All right, question 9. This is the life stage that our sun is currently in. Is it a protostar, main sequence, red giant, or white dwarf? If you hear heavy breathing, it's my dog, I swear. All right. Oh, yeah. Most of you got that right. It is main sequence, which is like middle age life for a star. It's about 4.5 billion years old, but it's still got another 4.5 to 5 billion years to go. All right. All right, let's see. We've got a little bit of change on the leaderboard now. Cassidy is rising up to third place now. So we still got Reese in first, followed by Cameron, then Cassidy, John Ben, and Evan. And we are, yeah. So if a star is 2 AUs away, it is how many miles? This takes just a little bit of math. All right, 6 billion miles, 200,000 miles, 186 million miles, or 93 million miles. This one was a little bit challenging. You had to know how many miles an AU was. Looks like a lot of you did a pretty good job with that. 1 AU is 93 million miles. So 2 AUs would be twice as many, 186 million miles. And most of you got that right. Reese maybe didn't because she just took second place to Cameron now. Cameron has made her way into the lead, followed by Reese and Cassidy, John Ben, and Evan. But August is making a comeback in there. All right, question 11. How many stars, planets, and moons are in our solar system? Is there 1 star, 8 planets, and 181 moons? Is there 8 stars, 9 planets, and 1 moon? Is there billions of stars, 9 planets, and a moon? Or 1 star, 9 planets, and 10 moons? And let's see. I think you'll all get this one right. I was a little wrong. Most of you got it right. 1 star, 8 planets, and 181 moons. Now, I know on the study guide, there was a question about this, how many moons were in our solar system, and the correct answer was about 200. And 181 is about 200. It is exactly 181. As far as I know now, we keep discovering more moons. So remember, our solar system only has 1 star and 8 planets. There's also 5 dwarf planets. So Pluto is one of the 5 dwarf planets, and no longer considered our 9th planet. All right. Cameron is still in the lead, followed by Reese, Cassidy, and Evan, but Maddie has made it up on the scoreboard now, and Donovan's making a comeback. All right, we're halfway through. A star is red. It has an apparent magnitude of +10 and an absolute magnitude of -10. So describe this star. Is it a hot star that's bright and close? Is it an average star in brightness and temperature? Is it a cooler star that's very bright but far away? Or is it a cooler star that's dim but close? This one was a challenging one. Oh, and I see by the scores that it was a challenging one. Yeah. Okay, so let me help you break this one down. And I didn't give you a lot of time for this question, but if the star is red, remember red stars are a little cooler, so that's why it's a cooler star. It has an apparent magnitude of +10. Positive numbers on an HR diagram are dimmer, and negative numbers for magnitude are actually brighter. Apparent magnitude is how bright it appears. So if it's got a +10 apparent magnitude, it is not a very I'm sorry, then that means it appears not very bright. So if it appears not very bright, it's probably far away. And if its absolute magnitude is -10, that means its true brightness is actually quite bright. So this is a cool star that's far away and really bright. And so there is your answer. I did actually put a question just like that on the test. But instead of using positive and negative numbers, what I said was a high apparent magnitude or a low apparent magnitude and a high absolute magnitude. So if it's a +10, that's actually low, right? And the negative is actually high. So I used low and high to make it a little easier for you, okay? But otherwise the question's there, so there you go. All right, so, all right, Cameron is still in the lead, followed by Reese, Evan, Cassidy, and John Ben. And Kevin is streaking out there. All right, question 13. How does the sun rotate? So, does it rotate very fast on its axis, once every 5 hours? Does the poles rotate slower than the equator? Or the sun wobbles on its axis, or it rotates as a solid body? And most of you knew that the poles rotate slower than the equator. So this is called differential rotation. It rotates once every 25 days at the equator, but it takes 35 days to rotate once at the poles because it's a big ball of gas, so it does not rotate as a solid body. So there you have it. All right, Cameron is still in the lead, but Evan has just taken second. Reese is going behind Evan now in third place, followed by Cassidy and John Ben. And now Lola is climbing up. All right, question 14. According to Kepler's second law, which will travel the slowest? The slowest. I believe, and the study guide, I said which one would travel the fastest. So it's slightly different. Mercury at aphelion, Jupiter at perihelion, Jupiter at aphelion, or Mercury at perihelion. All right, so that is Jupiter at aphelion. So what that means is, according to Kepler's second law, when a planet is closer to the sun in its path, it will travel faster. And the closer distance is called perihelion. So perihelion is when the planet is closer to the sun and it's traveling faster. Aphelion, with the A, far away. It's when the planet is further from the sun, so it travels slower. So two things you needed to know here in order to answer this question: the difference between perihelion and aphelion, and which planet is closer to the sun. Mercury is the closest to the sun, and perihelion is the closest part to the sun. And I'm sorry, that would be the fastest. And since it's asking for the slowest, you want the planet that's furthest away from the sun. So Jupiter is further away than Mercury is, and Jupiter at aphelion is further away than perihelion. So that is why Jupiter at aphelion is the correct answer. And you will see that question on the test. I won't tell you whether it says slowest or fastest, and I might not have used the same planets, but the question is on there. So in a similar question anyway. All right. Okay, so Cameron's still in the lead, followed by Evan in second now, and Reese in third. Kevin's back on the board in fourth, and Cassidy is in fifth, and Saya is climbing high. All right. What's happening when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, casting a shadow on the sun? So this is when the moon is in the middle, and there is a shadow on the sun. And which one is that? All right, 13 of you got the right answer. That is a solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse has the earth in the middle, casting a shadow on the moon. All right, so you might want to do just a little practice or get that set in your mind that a solar eclipse has the moon in the middle and a lunar eclipse has the earth in the middle. And the sun is not in the middle in either of those. So just that might help. All right, Cameron's still in first, Evan's in second, Kevin in third, Reese in fourth, and Cassidy is in fifth. All right, question 16. Which of the following is the largest distance? This one's a little tricky. Which one's the farthest distance? 100 AUs, 10 million miles, 4 light years, or 50 million kilometers? You may see a question like this on the test too. And, we kind of got a split there between the AUs and the light years. So A light year is 6 trillion miles, whereas 1 AU is 93 million miles. So a light year is a lot more than an AU. So even 100 AUs that would be what, 100 times 93 million would be that 9.3 billion, I believe, which is still less than 1 light year of 6 trillion. So light years are bigger for sure. All right. Oh, Evan just took the lead with that one. Good job, Evan. Cameron second now. Kevin went down to third, or no, he's still in third. Reese is in fourth, and Maddie is back on the board in fifth place. All right. Question 17. Describe our sun. Is it a high absolute magnitude yellow dwarf main sequence star? Is it a high apparent magnitude average true brightness and size? Is it low absolute magnitude, average size, average temperature, or a large red giant with a high absolute magnitude? I did not give you a lot of time on that question. So how'd we do? All right. So there. So high apparent magnitude, that means it appears bright because of its distance. And average true brightness, which means it's only average in actual brightness, and average in size. Yes, that question was on the study guide as a multiple choice test question. All right, Evan is still in the lead, but Kevin just took second place from Cameron. Cameron fell down to third, Reese in fourth, and Maddie in fifth. All right, question 18. According to Kepler's third law, which planet would have the longest orbital period? Would it be Earth, Jupiter, Uranus, or Mars? So you want to think about which planet is the furthest away. That's your key to answer in this one. Do you know the planets in order? Well, it looks like most of you did. Now, the couple of you that got that wrong were just a little unsure whether Uranus or Jupiter was further away, it looks like. Yeah, so it would be, so Uranus and Neptune are further away than Jupiter is. So Uranus is the furthest away there. That would be the longest orbital period because it's going to take longer to get around the sun because it's further away. And Kepler's third law has a whole equation that allows you to calculate exactly how long that would take. Evan is still in first, Kevin's in second, Cameron's third, Reese fourth, and Maddie fifth. Speed up a little bit here. All right. Which of the following would have the greatest gravitational attraction? Between them, Earth and our moon, Venus and the sun, you standing on Earth, or 70 pennies on an index card? Which makes less sense to you because you didn't do that lab yet, but you will. All right, so let's see what you got there. Venus and the sun would have the greatest gravitational attraction. Now, I didn't put a question exactly like this on the test, but a similar concept. The reason Venus and the sun is the best answer is because when you're looking at, remember the two things that gravitational attraction depends on is mass and distance between them. So looking at the objects that have the most mass, well, Venus and Earth are about the same mass, but the sun is much more massive than our moon. So these two objects have the most mass of our list, and they're fairly close together, but they are the furthest, I suppose, apart of these, but they are the largest objects. I realized that that question was actually a little bit difficult, and I did not put it on the test in those words, but you did a pretty good job. Let's see how we did. Let's see. So Evan is still in first place, but Cameron just got back into the second position, followed by Kevin, Reese, and Maddie. All right, 5 more questions. Which of the following statement is about being on Jupiter is true? Your mass would be less, but your weight would be more. Or would your weight be more and your mass would be the same? Or would your weight stay the same, but your mass would be more? Or your mass would be more, but your weight would change? And most of you got that right. Your weight would be more, but your mass stays the same. Your mass doesn't change with location, but your weight is the amount of gravity pulling you down. So your weight would be more on Jupiter because Jupiter is bigger. So you'd be pulled down more towards the center of Jupiter than you would standing on Earth being pulled down to Earth. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry, I went a little fast there. Okay, question 21. Which of the following is a tool that astronomers use to study the chemical composition, age, and motion of a star? Do they use a telescope, a microscope, a spectroscope, or a kaleidoscope? Oh, Cassidy got thrown out. Oh no. Sorry. Oops. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you could see that. All right. Welcome back, Cassidy. I'm sorry if you were sitting in the waiting room for a while. I guess you got thrown out. I just happened to notice. Glad you're back. Okay, no wonder you weren't on the leaderboard anymore. All right, so the answer here was spectroscope. That was the tool that astronomers use to study the chemical composition, age, and motion of a star. All right, good. Most of you got that right. We did a lab on that, so you should have gotten that one right. Evan still in the lead, followed by Cameron, Kevin, Reese, and Maddie. So not a lot of change on the leaderboard right now. We've got 3 more questions. Which of the following is not true about the space race? Is it the Soviet Union was first to put a man in space? The United States was first to put a man on the moon? The United States was first to put a man in space? The United States felt threatened by the Soviet Union. Which one's not true? 3 are true, 1 is not true. Most of you got that the United States was not the first to put a man in space. They were the first to put a man on the moon, but the Soviet Union was the first to put a man in space. All right, which his name was Yuri somebody or other, and he did 1 orbit around Earth in the Vostok 1, I think was the name of the orbiter. All right, Evan Hill is still in first, followed by Cameron, Kevin, Reese, and Maddie. All right, last couple questions. Which list is in order of smallest to largest? And I won't read all of them. That'll be annoying, so I'll let you do that. Three seconds. All right, so most of you saw or got that correct. Moon is the smallest of that list, then a planet, then a star, and then a star and the planets and their moons make up a solar system. A whole bunch of solar systems make up a galaxy, and the universe is made up of a bunch of galaxies, so that's the biggest. All right, good job. Couple more, I think 2 more questions or 1 more question left. All right, Evan's still in the lead. No change in our leaderboards. Last 2 questions. Our sun has a high apparent magnitude, but only an average absolute magnitude. What does that mean? This was on the study guide and it was commonly missed. So you might not know this that well. There was another question similar. All right, most of you saw that the answer here is that the sun is average in brightness, but it is close, so it appears bright, right? So it's got a high apparent magnitude, which means it appears bright, but it only appears bright because it's so close to us. It's actually only average in brightness, so its absolute magnitude is its true brightness, and it's only average. Now, when I saw the questions on the study guide on this be incorrect, a lot of them were incorrect because people thought magnitude referred to size and not brightness. So remember, magnitude, absolute magnitude and apparent magnitude had to do with the brightness, not size. All right, and Evan is still in the lead. There is no change to our leaderboard, and there's 1 question left. All stars start off going through these first 3 stages. And I'll let you read them. All right, 5 seconds. Some of you aren't answering anymore. Okay, all right. So those of you still participating there, the 17 of you that are, you got that right, most of you. Nebula, which is a cloud of dust and gas that all stars start off as, and then they start swirling around and gravity pulls it all together and makes a baby star called a protostar. And then it will start making helium from hydrogen. So it'll start going through nuclear fusion. And that's when it becomes a main sequence star. And it spends most of its life there in its middle age. So then from there, the stars go off into different life stages depending on their size. So this is our final podium. Who gets our drive-bys? And oh, I gotta double check. I gotta make sure I know who all participated. I just realized that. Okay, so we got Kevin in third, Cameron in second, and Evan in first place. All right, so first, I'm gonna write that down. So we got Evan, Cameron, and Kevin. And then where is my fourth and fifth place? Why aren't they showing me? Well, it usually shows that. Okay, let me see. Maybe if I go full screen. No, it still doesn't. Okay. All right, so I want to see if there is a way to see who oh, there we go. So in fourth place, then we had Reese, and then we had Maddie, and I also wanted to see, I'm going to go back to my main screen here. Let me see. I want to not show that. I want to see who all responded. Are you, oh, you're going to rate me? There you go. You can rate me. All right. How do I see who participated? Hi. Let's do it this way. I'll write your names down. So I don't know if everybody participated in the game today. Can I get you guys all to put your hand up with your little reaction sign there? Put your hand up if you participated in the game today. And everybody that participated is going to get dojo points. And then my top 5 people are going to get drive-bys if they want them. So when I say your name, you can sign off if you want, or stick around if you have questions. And then until I say your name, stick around, okay? So Nick, bye, buddy. Evan, oh, Evan, you're already on my list. All right, Eli, Libby, Lola, Zane, all right, Kyla, John Ben, Cassidy, Nova. I know there was at least 17 of you. Let's see, John, but I said Devin, Saya, Reese. Oh, Reese is already on my list. Donovan. Did I say Sky already? I don't think I did Sky. Liam, what are you doing joining us now? It's a little late. All right, moving on. Alejandro, Lily, Zeke. Kevin's already on my list as a winner. Henry. And the rest of you didn't participate, I guess. Okay. All right. I asked you to put your hands up if you participated in the Kahoot, because I'm giving you dojo points. So, and yeah, Reese, you were one of my winners, so I've got you in there. So these are the people I have. Raise your hand if I've missed anybody. I know some of you signed out because I told you you could. So I've got for our winners, and if the 5 winners could stick around for just a minute, Evan, Cameron, Kevin, Reese, and Maddie. And then you're all getting drive-bys and dojo points if you want them. And then the rest of you get dojo points, and that's Nick, Eli, Libby, Lola, Zane, Kyla, John Ben, Cassidy, Nova, Devin, Saya, Donovan, Sky, Alejandro, Lily, Zeke, and Henry. And Courtney. I see Courtney just raised her hand. Yeah. Did I miss anybody? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's good. All right, so don't forget that there is a test that is going to open up. Give me about 5 minutes, see if anybody here has any questions, and then I'll go open up the test. Oh, Libby got, hey Libby, welcome back. I guess Libby got kicked out and back in. Okay, so in about 5 minutes, after I talk to my winners here about drive-bys, I will open up the test on Socrative, and I will post the room number on our EdSP page. I believe, but double check, I believe it's going to be Whaley 7481, WHALEY 7481, but double check. I'm going to start that in about 5 minutes. My recommendation to you is to look and see your study guide grade, because I did grade them and I told you which ones were incorrect. So if you got any incorrect, you might want to go look at your answer key that I posted and make sure that you've got the right answers in your head before you start the test. So I'm giving you some pointers there on how you can be the most successful. So it's on Socrative. You go to socrative.com and then you'll put in your the room number that I'm going to post in just about 5 minutes, okay? And that testing window will stay open until 5 o'clock. All right. So if you have any questions, stick around, and if not, you can head on out. And if you are my 5 winners of today's game, stick around as well for just a minute. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Okay. So, Evan, are you still here with me? I don't see Evan anymore. Okay. Cameron, though, you're still here. So, Cameron, would you like, actually, you know what I think I'm going to do with you guys, so that I don't put you on the spot or anything right now, in case you don't feel like answering in front of people. Here's what I will do. Those of you, so Evan, Cameron, Kevin, Reese, and Maddie, you 5. I would love to come see you tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock-ish, and drive by your house and wave to you and honk and stuff. So if you would like me to do that, then I'm just going to need to get your address and your permission. So after I get the test started, maybe 10, 15 minutes from now, I'm going to send you a message on EdSP and just ask you what you think. And if you don't want me to come by, then just say, I'm sorry, Ms. Hughes, I'd rather you don't. And if you do, then just say you would like that and give me your address, and then I will respond back with approximate time so that you'll know to look for me. Okay, so you 5 can head on out, and anybody that wants to ask me a question, stick around and ask me a question, and otherwise you guys can head on out. Don't forget to take the test. All right, bye. See you. All right, hey. Oh, John Ben's heading out too. Okay, hi Maddie. Oh, you're gone too? Okay, all right. Yeah.